Hi, my name is Ashley, and I did my research paper on the physical effects that abortion has on the body. Many women are not aware of the physical effects that abortion has on the body, but I hope to show you in this video some of them. Our world is very divided today, our culture in general, and they're divided on whether abortion is right or wrong. Abortion is seen as women's freedoms, and it's also seen as murder of an innocent child. I see with the evidence that I received from my research that abortion is wrong, and that the physical effects are not worth it for the women to have to go through. I see that the women deserve more. They don't deserve to have to put their bodies through such a thing. They need to be told the physical effects and explained to that these things could happen. There's a better way to go about something such as abortion and just not do it and dispose of it. The first effect that I'd like to talk about is infections. Infections aren't always seen as serious. They're kind of pushed to the side. Infections are seen as petty and not a big deal. I'm not going to die if I get one, but they need to be taken seriously. One of these infections is sepsis. Sepsis is an infection within the bloodstream. This can be very fatal for a woman if the infection is not taken care of, due to the blood flowing all throughout the body. Another infection is endometriosis. Endometriosis is an infection within the lining of the uterus. This can be very uncomfortable for the woman. She can receive a lot of pain and suffering due to this infection if it's not taken care of. Think of infections like mold. If you have a little mold on a counter, it's okay. But if you leave it there and let it grow out of control, it can consume a whole house. But if you take care of the mold when it's small, you can dispose of it completely. But it's a lot harder to do if you let it spiral out of control and grow. The next effect I'd like to talk about is excessive bleeding. When women have abortions, bleeding is gonna happen. Just like when women have babies, when they are pregnant and they give birth. But when that bleeding is excessive, your physician needs to be contacted, or a doctor, or go to the hospital. These women need to take care of this bleeding instantly. Another effect is damaged organs. Damaged organs is very common within abortion surgeries. Many of these doctors do not care about who these women are. It's their job to dispose of the baby and get paid. They don't care of how they might damage the woman in the process. Many of the women have walked away with damaged organs that may cause them very severe pain and suffering for years to come. One of these is the perforation of the uterus. When the woman's uterus is perforated, this can cause to miscarriages, which is our next effect. Miscarriages are fatal with the woman's stability. Women are naturally made to reproduce, but when a woman, her right to have a child is taken away, that can be emotionally draining and fatal for the woman. If a young lady has a baby early on, but she wants to get rid of it, but then later on she's no longer allowed to have the same ability to have a child because it was taken from her when she was younger, this is unfair to the women. These women need to be aware that this could happen. These effects can be prevented if they only are aware that these abortions aren't always what they're caught up to be. The final effect that I'd like to talk about is death. Death is very serious in any case. This death can come from hemorrhages, other effects, and then also suicide. Suicide is horrific in any instance. It has happened way too much in our culture and in our world. It's time for us to put it to an end. But this suicide can happen within an abortion. Women are too sad and overwhelmed from murdering their children that they cannot live with themselves anymore. This effect can be prevented. Women can know that they are not alone, that this is preventable if only that they don't have an abortion. Rather, adopt the child. But this effect is too great to leave it alone. Abortion seems like a medicine bottle to me. On the front of it, it shows you all the good things that it does, gives you freedom, you can live your life how you want it, but on the back, it doesn't show you the hundreds of effects that it causes, or it may cause. All the bad things for you on the back. It lists out many of the commercials you hear at the end, all the things that could happen. This is exactly like abortion. They flash the flashy lights in the front and tell you what abortion is so good for you, but they don't tell you the physical effects and the damage that comes after. This is unfair to these women who all they need is trying to do is get their lives back together. These women need the same respect as those who are having other surgeries and other surgical clinics. Many of abortion clinics do not follow the same medical guidelines as that of other surgical facilities, such as the doorways. These doorways in abortion clinics are not always to code to where if a woman needs help, she cannot get the right treatment in order that stretchers cannot fit through the doors to help the woman. If a woman is in an abortion surgery and something goes wrong and she needs to be lifted to the hospital immediately, it is hard for the ambulance patricians to come in and get the woman. Many of these doctors do not have medical clearances either into the hospitals. This is very bad in situations that women need to be seen by a doctor immediately. These women need to have these rights as the same as any other surgery. It is our job to show these women the warning signs that they are flashing lights, warning us that one effect, one decision can change these women's lives forever. Thank you.